Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this from Blue Hawk Legend. Here's XRP price if 9 global banks buy XRP with just 0.5% of their assets. Now, what I like about this article is they didn't talk about how much money the banks are going to be putting into XRP. They're talking about the banks buying and holding XRP. So you would have supply shock, demand surge, market depth, and liquidity. And they came up with a price of somewhere between $20 and $50 per XRP. Now, this is based on just 0.5% of 9 banks' assets. I always pictured this happening. Ever since I seen those liquidity pools in the white papers coming from the Bank of International Settlement. But people always look at just the banks. But corporations will also hold XRP to be utilized for cross-border payments. Even small businesses would be holding XRP to be used for cross-border payments. Because some small businesses, their distributor is in China, the UK, Europe, somewhere outside the United States. So if they were locking away XRP to utilize it for cross-border payments, and corporations were doing the same thing, and the central banks are doing the same thing, eventually there will be scarcity for XRP. People don't ever picture that happening, but even ChatGPT creates those scenarios. So where would ChatGPT get that information from if it wasn't possible in the future? This is how we get to those high-priced XRP that we're always looking at and people are always speculating on. And that surge, once it starts, it's going to be something that continues to snowball because all of a sudden, one bank starts utilizing XRP, they get the upper hand on the competition. Now the competition is buying up XRP. It would cause a massive network effect. That's how you get to a 3, 4, 5-digit XRP, in my opinion. Cardano 88 founder Charles Hoskinson says it will take 90 to 100 days to get basic laws passed. Take a listen.
It's going to take 90 to 120 days to get some basic laws passed. It looks like stable coins will be the first that they regulate, and then moving from that, they'll do asset classification. But before the end of this year, I do believe very strongly that we will be on much stronger foundations in the United States and thus globally for running a cryptocurrency business.
I think they're going to fast track crypto regulations right after stablecoin regulations. So if we get stablecoin regulations within the next 120 days, I expect crypto regulations within the next 180 days. I think they will follow very quickly, is what I'm saying. The coming SEC chairman Paul Atkins and James Wallace from Ripple are both on the advisory board of Securitize. Would be nice if Atkins could settle the Ripple lawsuit because I suspect that would make Securitize want to add XRP Ledger amongst their blockchains. You could see all the connections already Ripple has with the US government and even the incoming chairman, Paul Atkins at the SEC. Take a listen to Tom Emmer, what he has to say about the President of the United States.
Kudos to Donald J. Trump. He figured this out over the last 4 years. He sees where we're headed. He sees what the opportunities are. And what does he do? In 3 weeks since he was inaugurated, President Trump now has created a government-wide commitment to crafting the regulatory guardrails the crypto industry has begged for since Joe Biden was elected.
Think about that. Biden had 4 years and did nothing. Trump did more in 3 weeks than Biden did in 4 years. And people still don't think 2025 is going to be a huge year for crypto. And look at who is back in Washington. This comes from Brad Garlinghouse. Walked away from an action-packed day in DC yesterday with the feeling that there is finally an incredible opportunity to advance meaningful bipartisan legislation that establishes clear, constructive, and pro-innovation regulatory frameworks for crypto. Like I said, we are going to get crypto regulations very quick. It's going to happen sooner than people think. Everybody still thinks we're going to be waiting years still. It's all coming together perfectly. And when you see Brad and Stu in Washington meeting with these people, it shows you what's coming. If you haven't figured it out yet, Ripple is going to play a very big role in the United States. XRP is going to play a very big role in the financial system. Financial institutions are no longer waiting on the sidelines. Financial institutions believe they can't afford to wait on the sidelines. More than a quarter, 27%, want to expand their crypto capabilities in the next 12 months to keep up with their competitors. Like I said, once one company gets involved with crypto, every other company has no choice, or they will get left behind. Same thing is going to happen with the banks. Any bank that gets on board with crypto first is going to get the upper hand on the competition. It's going to create a network effect of adoption. Institutional adoption, bank adoption is going to happen quickly, leading us into mass adoption. But it was always about utility. Take a listen to this.
Fit in him. Well, I don't think it's the be-all, end-all. I mean, I agree. Christian Carlos on stage earlier and commented on the U.S. regulatory environment that like you're trying to regulate things we don't fully understand the implications of, right? You know, had the U.S. tried to regulate TCP/IP or HTTP in 1992, like, well, we don't understand how these technologies are going to be used. And you kind of have to see how things evolve a little bit and then figure out, oh, okay, this is how we should apply a regulatory framework around that. I agree with that. That's not really how the U.S. has operated. I mean, as Richard said, I think you have mouthpieces that I would highlight Gary Gensler, but I'd highlight Elizabeth Warren, who are prognosticating, and it's just false facts. They're not telling the truth. They're talking about how it's all used for scams and what have you, and the data does not support it. So I think if you think about the unlock for the next 10 years, regulation is absolutely one of them, but that's obviously not enough. And I think that, you know, focusing on utility and how we're actually using these technologies to solve real problems, super important. I think some of the stuff going on in tokenization, and another example where I think we've underestimated the impact. Those are the things I think really unlock. The last one I'll throw out, using the examples I used before, as we think about unlocking the next 10 years, you know, making these technologies easier to use. The last panel was talking about as the UX. I guess that's part of it, but you know, if we didn't have HTML and we were thinking about the expansion of TCP/IP in the early 90s, we wouldn't have the internet as we know it today. And I think we need to the UI layer and just the hiding the complexity. You know, everybody in this room probably at some point has done the equivalent of a penny test sending crypto. Like, really? You know, at some point I think we'll graduate beyond that, and you know, there are already companies doing stuff in this space that I think is profound and will, you know, continue to see the market grow a lot.
And Brad then was thinking that it was going to take years for crypto to have a path forward in the United States. But look at how quick things are happening now. And he's right. If you don't solve a real world problem, whatever you're holding, if it doesn't solve a real world problem, it's going to be irrelevant. It's going to become useless over time because the world wants things to happen. And if you're holding a cryptocurrency that doesn't do anything, what's the sense of even holding it? And that's what I like about these utility-driven cryptocurrencies. You could actually see how they solve a problem in the real world. XRP is going to be a huge disruptor at the banks. XDC is going to be the king of digital trade. IOTA is going to be the king of Internet of Things and smart cities and Industry 4.0. And all these other cryptocurrencies, they're going to play their own role in the new financial system. But we're already on that path. Things that should have taken years are now getting done within months. Look at how far the US has come since Trump got elected. And things are just taking shape right now in the background. There's so much that already took place in the last 4 years that we still don't even know about, because everything was done in secret while Biden was in the White House, while Elizabeth Warren was cracking down on crypto. A lot of these companies were already getting positioned because they knew it wasn't going to take 10 years. They were anticipating someone like Trump to take over the White House. Now that it happened, all of these financial institutions, they're eager to get into this space now. Ripple's role in establishing RLUSD as the unofficial US digital dollar. The CFTC CEO Forum, which includes Ripple, confirms that US regulators are actively shaping the role of stablecoins in a compliant financial system. This signals that rather than launching a federal CBDC, the US is fostering a regulated environment where private sector solutions like RLUSD can function as the unofficial digital dollar. Ripple's participation is critical because its network is designed for real-time settlement and liquidity management, making it a key infrastructure provider for dollar-denominated stablecoins. By leveraging Ripple's technology, RLUSD can achieve instant, low-cost, cross-border transactions, increasing adoption among banks, payment providers, and financial institutions worldwide. So RLUSD, like I've been saying all along, is going to become the digital dollar. I seen that coming once Ripple started talking about real USD. But where does XRP play a role in this? RLUSD is still going to have to move around the world. XRP is the perfect bridge currency to move RLUSD. It's going to complement RLUSD. It's going to make it cheaper to move, faster as well. That's why XRP is still the future. But a lot of people, they want you to think RLUSD is replacing XRP, and that's not what's happening. Think about when a bank wants to get involved with a digital asset. They're reluctant to get involved with a cryptocurrency, but they will open the door for RLUSD. Now, Ripple shows that bank how if they utilize RLUSD and RippleNet technology, it becomes even faster when you bring XRP on board, and it also becomes cheaper. That's what's going to bring value to XRP as well. But you know, big things are going to happen in 2025. Don't sell your XRP too soon. Don't get shaken out by the FUD. Stay focused. Everything is coming together perfectly. But until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.